Welcome to our 7th session of the 3rd season. Yes. What logistics do you have? If you have any, raise your hand and bring it into the space. Okay. What about the dojos? The space holders?
I will hold again on Friday.
Okay. Thank you. What about the weekend? Was there on the weekend one? I was totally diving into the lab space, so I was not paying attention from Friday on. I was not.
There wasn't.
There wasn't.
Dojo on Sunday or Monday.
Okay. Who's holding space on the weekend for another dojo?
I will.
Cool. Super. And announce just the time in the chat. Thank you. Super. It can be Saturday, Sunday, whenever is great for you. Cool. Thank you, Jenya.
So would you also announce the... Oh, she's not here. Nicole, will you announce what time will be your dojo in the chat?
Same like last week from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
I can write it again in the chat.
Cool. Super.
Thanks.
And what about Tuesday? Does anyone like to hold space on Tuesday, 7 p.m.? Or is there a necessary for a dojo?
Like there's always a necessity for a dojo.
So I will hold space then, okay.
Okay, cool. Super. Great. So it would be good if one person put all 3 appointments into the chat.
Okay, so you can write to me a message and I will post it in a...
Super. Thank you, Carol. Great. Who was reading? Okay. Jenya again? Okay. Good. Who was reading the nonlinearity homepage? Who was checking it out and was doing some experiments? Okay, Leonhard, what did you discover?
What did I discover? I jumped over the page, and what did I find out? I want to remember. There was also this thing what I also already shared in the Telegram group, that working with pictures and with feelings is nonlinear. And there was I remember a paragraph about relating when the man came home every day and saying the same, like, "Hello, dear, I'm home, I love you." And after 3 days or something, she asked, "Is there anything else you can do?" And then on this homepage, there were lots of different examples how to get home and do something else than what comes from your box. This box is this mechanical thing that keeps you repeating the stuff that you're familiar to, and doing something else, be creative. And there was some experiments that were quite cool, that, like, for example, ask you every day a question and find 7 answers for that. So usually we tend to learn from school, as soon as we have one answer, we stop searching for additional answers. And one nonlinear thing is to not stop answering the question. Find new answers to train your nonlinearity. This is what I kept from reading the homepage.
Great. Did you try it out?
I tried out a year ago. I did this exercise, I remember. And it's really interesting because for like after 4 or 5 answers, it becomes really difficult for me. I found out that usually with the 6th or 7th thing, I'm like, okay, what else is there? And then what happens is that it does not work anymore to answer this question with my head. It's like allow myself to become a little bit crazy and off and see what comes up. And then this is also what I shared in the Telegram group. After these impulses I get after some, then they're more starting to come out of my box when I wait to have the impulses.
Very cool. It's like who else did the exercise where you answer one question with several answers?
Yeah, I did it, and I noticed that it was hard to me not making fun of the answers. So like I want to, in some moments with particular people, I want to like apologize that, oh, this is a funny way of saying it. So I noticed my box was freaking out. Yeah.
Thank you. And there was someone else raising the hand. Who was that? Selina, you are muted.
In the community here in Lakesh, we are doing this experiment of asking us about the purpose of what we are doing. And it goes like this, that you ask 5 times, 3 times a day. No, 3 times a day, and then you ask 5 times, what is the purpose? And then there's an answer, and then you ask, and what is the purpose? And then you ask again. So it's also kind of in this direction with going beyond what I fastly respond from what I already know.
And how is it working? What do you discover about your inner structure, how you're answering, and maybe also, like Alexandra said, her box was freaking out. So how is your box freaking out about that?
Yeah, there's a moment when I reach the fear of, okay, and now it's not anymore about easily knowing what to respond, and then it opens like this field where it suddenly becomes everything possible, where suddenly it can stream much more things in that I was not even like aware of, because I was just responding like this, and then suddenly the fear makes like boom, and then it gets blank, or it gets like full of possibilities.
Do you have an example?
Let's see. Yeah, what is the purpose now of being here with you in this moment? Like the purpose, I could do it now with
What is the purpose, Selina? Why are you here? What is the purpose?
I'm here because I want to transform, because I want to evolve in my being.
And what is the purpose?
The purpose is to have this exciting fear sensation inside of me of not knowing what will come next, and what are we going to do in this session together. So it's like the purpose.
What is the purpose? Yes.
The purpose is to have my heart go like this, and to be in deep connection with you all.
What is the purpose of that?
The purpose is to feel alive.
I think that was 4 or 5, including your own
4.
4. What is the purpose, Selina?
The purpose is to have a lot of fun and to experience myself in completely new ways.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
I experience, thank you, Selina.
Thank you.
I experience with this exercise that it's like when in Zen meditation they give you a koan and very strange questions and you don't know the answer. So it's like this for me, and you're all of a sudden in this space of nothingness and silliness. This don't make sense, and it's beautiful to be in this nothingness for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. What I hear is also to jump over the first resistance also of the gremlin, who is like, when the classical as a question comes, what is the purpose? You know, like this almost an attack, and then like it goes beyond, it goes far beyond in this possibility space where everything is possible, where the identity shift can happen into the being transforming instead of the resistance and the gremlin attacks blocking the real purpose, what is going on. Cool. Thank you for this amazing nonlinear experiment, and try it all out. It's like how to implement this into your daily life and report from there. That would be amazing. So today we are diving into this. We are already diving. We already dove. I don't know. We already were diving into this territory of nonlinearity. And for me, what you said, Alexandra, is this: the main block for me personally about going or like allowing to tap into this territory are my stories and the assumptions for me to go crazy. So how I am labeling myself, oh, this is a crazy proposal, this is a crazy experiment, oh no, people would think that I'm crazy, or maybe they would think they go crazy if they're gonna do this. So this vast territory of what is craziness for yourself, and it's a universe. And this in a universe, this structure, this filter is blocking you from actually being in the present moment without having any attachment to the whatever craziness, the story, your methods, your plan, what you think needs to happen, so that you tap the possibility, this field, what Selina and Monica were describing, is opening up. And I realized, like, when it comes to transformation, that transformation is a bright principle. And at the same time, my box has also an understanding about transformation. And my gremlin has a great story about transformation, how he can transform things into something maybe very crazy, but also in a very destructive way. So the variety of how to destroy, how to transform things is depends on which part in you is also approaching, or which parts are within you, which structures are filtering your awareness, and which when you're with the clients, which approach, it's like which intention you are holding when you are with your clients, like what what question is driving yourself when you are with your client. Like, how are you scanning them? How are you noticing when you are with them? So what, like the first thing is like you're noticing, and already your noticing is already creating something, right? Probably like you scan, okay, they are mixed emotions. So probably it comes up, okay, there's already a tool which I can use. This is the next step. So this is usually very fast happening, where that you have an impulse, or like you receive through your scanning and you're noticing, and then you do something with it, because that makes you safe. It's like, I have an answer, I'm solution driven, and I'm having it. Yes, okay, there are mixed emotions, this is the next step, I need to unmix the emotions. Or when the person is not feeling and is not able to feel, you would start logically with, okay, the first thing is to make them feel. And or you use, or for example, you find an energetic block, you know how to do this, okay, this is what is the next step. So these assumptions, what you are creating while you are noticing and while you are scanning, are already putting a plan into motion. And it's I have also plans, and plans are not a bad thing. Like, plans are plans, and plans are helping. For example, like a process is also a plan which was really working back then. It was like, for example, the unmixing the emotions was back then in the past was a plan. And then this plan worked, and someone makes a note and say, okay, this is a process which really worked again and again. That's why we are using this. But at the same time, it's like, when we are sticking to these plans, the non-linearity is kind of not coming through. And I want to dive in with you in this territory of what is in the way. What is in the way of you to get and harvest the non-linearity field within yourself? And one warm up I want to do is to go completely crazy. Like, there have been, in the last 3 months, there have been this amazing research field. It was a 3-3-3 going crazy. 3 times a week, 3 minutes. It was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a group of people went 3 times per week crazy for 3 minutes. And what I noticed, I was part of this group for almost the whole length. And what I noticed was that there are so many stories about, okay, what will people think about me when I come up with and do something very crazy, and they will see me doing this. And so the next practice is about facing your fears of going crazy while others are watching you. Like, you go crazy and the others are watching you. So, and then see what happens. It's like, I'm just checking. Katrin, would you bring no, we are not going in breakouts. I'm sorry. I'm not crazy. So we are dividing the groups in 2, and half of it will go crazy first, and the others are holding space. There is no laughing. It's really center yourself. Be with the people who go crazy. It's not a gremlin frenzy. It's, you have your gremlin on the leash, and we are holding space so that the other people can go crazy and be wild, right? So in the first group, there is Mariola, Leonhard, Monika, Karin, and Alexandra, and Nico. And in the group B, I call it Daphne, Katrin, Carol, Darway, Selina, Jenya. And you have group A, you have 3 minutes, and put the timer. You have 3 minutes to freak out whatever you want to do. Like kind of look into yourself and do the first what you think will come up, and people would think you're crazy, or you think you're crazy. Right? It can be loud, messy, crazy, right? And there is no right or wrong. And unmute yourself so that we all can hear each other. Group B, please center, or like everyone, center yourself, ground yourself, your bubble space, that you really are with yourself, with your own energy.
I have a question. I guess it is about staying at the same place. It is not with moving around.
Yeah, you stay sitting on your chair or wherever you are. You're not moving. Your upper body can move, but you're not standing up and walking around. You stay in front of the screen for this exercise. If you do this offline, of course you can change the rules. Right. Okay, everyone take a deep breath, and group A. We are counting down from 3 to 0, and then you start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
Ja, Ali, eigentlich, ich weiß gar nicht, was los ist. Oh Mann, ist das anstrengend.
Muss man immer Klamotten anziehen. Eigentlich auch ein richtiger Space.
Ich glaube, wir gehen in der richtigen Gruppe. Wann bin ich eigentlich gesehen? Ich glaube, ich gar nicht in der richtigen Gruppe. Was ist denn da los? Und was machen wir eigentlich so alle? Das ist richtig komisch.
Bin ich schlimm? Wie geht es?
Ja.
Auch irgendwie zu langweilig, immer das Gleiche. Es gibt nichts anderes. Man kann nicht von Stern kommen.
Eigentlich mit der Ohren.
Und denn? Jetzt wollt ihr mich anschauen? Ein Zirkus. Hihihi, auf dem Zirkus. Auf dem Zirkus. Krokodile sind auch noch hier.
Oh,
Presst euch alle auf.
Wegen mir. Ja, so, guck mal.
hm.
Was macht ihr denn noch so? Ja, auch noch ganz komische Leute da. Sind eigentlich tolle Leute. Sind eigentlich was will der hier mit mir? Verstehe ich
Kann
nicht.
ich früher noch an, aber jetzt.
Conexión de internet es inestable.
Then come slowly to an end, come fully to an end,
Así.
and keep your energy inside. Breathe through your nose. Then we're appreciating also let that in. Thank you. Now we are switching roles. Group B, now it's your turn. Group A, please hold space, center yourself, ground yourself, bubble yourself, have your gremlin on the leash next to you. Be present with your colleagues, teammates, the others. Also center yourself, ground yourself, bubble yourself if not already done. Take a deep breath, and we are counting from 3 to 0 all together, and then you have 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go.
1.
Oh, why don't we do it all the time? We do it just all the time. Oh, I feel crazy. I feel crazy. I feel crazy. Ugh. Oh, my body just wants to get out of here.
Yeah, you want my chickens? Yeah, you want my chickens? Yeah, yeah, look at my chickens. Yeah, a chicken on my face. Yeah, I'm gonna draw a chicken on your face.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something.
It goes in my ear.
I feel very active. I feel very active today. I feel very active today. And like my body, like there's something going on with my body. I can figure out what it is. Okay. I'm calm. But yet at the same time, like, my whole body just screaming to get out of here. Like, does anybody else feel it? Look, but it's nice to have a baby here. Yeah. Yeah. And that's also I always just do butt stretches all the time. Another one. Okay. I love you. Look at you. You're so cute. Yeah.
Hello. Hello, is somebody there?
No, you're so
Hello.
cute. Yeah, there.
Hello.
Yeah. You're so
Hello.
mine. You're so mine.
Hi.
Yes. Yeah, you're doing great.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, who's there? This is me. Hello. How are you? I'm fine. I'm good. And how are you? I'm good.
What do you have for me?
Yes, I'm good. And how are you? I'm good.
What's happening? Why don't we always do that? This is just so much better. This is just so much
Shut
better.
up!
Yes.
Shut up!
Yeah.
And then please come to an end. Hold the energy inside of you. Breathe through your nose. Make contact with your colleagues, with your team. Thank you. And I want to use this experience that you're going to go into 3 cells, not in your 3 cells, but in a group of 3. And the practice is to noticing what happened, with what you are noticing, like what is your scanner about? How is this scanner machine operating inside of you? Or how you are scanning? Like how are you noticing? There are so many different varieties, and 5 minutes, one person is speaking, like the client is speaking about the experience you just had, about going crazy. So one person is talking for 5 minutes, while the other 2 persons are, like, one person is noticing how you are scanning, what you're noticing, and what you're also not noticing. So it's scanning and noticing. And then you have 5 minutes, the person who noticed, to share that. And then afterwards, the third person is sharing what the second, like the noticer, was not noticing, and how the noticer was noticing with. So it's like the person who is speaking, then the noticer, and then the next person is the observer from the noticer, not from the client. Of course, at the beginning, yes, also, but then the observation is there in the center. Did you get it?
Yes, and the first person also speaks about how, if I am a first person, I speak about how I notice.
Yes, or how was it for you? What did you notice while you went crazy? And also, what did you notice while you were observing the people going crazy? Like, about your experience in these 5 minutes, or in these 10 minutes. Both perspectives. It's a very, it's a lot about, or it's only about noticing in many, many different ways. Like what you notice, what you not notice, how you are noticing. These are the main drivers. And you have for each person 15 minutes. So you will be together for 45 minutes.
Ah, okay. So we do all the 15 minutes.
Yes.
Rotate again.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
Because everyone gets a chance to share the 5 minutes what was happening in this space, and you get to you're one time the noticer, and one time you are the noticer of the noticer, right? Okay. And I will hop around. Yes.
All 3 are speaking. It's like a conversation. All 3 are speaking, or it's first the one who has experienced, then the one who is noticing about what the one.
Yes. Yes, it's not a conversation. It's not a conversation. It's 5 minutes each, speaking one person. Okay.
Cool.
Cool. So you have 45 minutes all together. I'm jumping around. The breakouts are already done. And the
You send a
person,
message. You send a message
yes.
to. Yeah, thank you.
When to switch, yes. And to make it simple, the person with the shortest hair just starts. Right. Oh, and the doors are open.
your experience of what you were doing. And you also talking a lot with your hands while you are sharing what you noticed. And I noticed that you are really often using your eyes. Your eyes goes up into your head and thinking and try to remember and what's really going on. And then you talk from your mental body about what's going on. And I heard that you have a lot of judgments, what is okay and what is not okay, being wrong or being not wrong. And sometimes in that case, you bite your lips like this in the end of a sentence. It seems like you, oh, it was not allowed to say that. I didn't have to say that. So you want to cut the sentence in the end or bite yourself. And yeah, I noticed that you also use the exercise for observing the others. And in the beginning, you told that you disconnect from the team so that you can do the exercise. And at some point in the exercise, it changed. So you used the exercise to observe what the others crazy people are doing. So to have a reference if you are still okay or not, or what you can also try to do to be crazy. What other possibilities they have for you to become crazy.
Nicole, and also add, how are you noticing? It's like what techniques or like how are you noticing?
Me or she?
Yeah,
No,
me.
Nicole.
It's difficult to observe myself. How I'm scanning and observing. I'm observing by being centered and make myself empty to.
Yeah, it's not so much about the technique, like how you get centered. It's more the orientation. Like, how are you approaching the scanning? Are you, for example, solution driven or problem scanning, underworld scanning, bright principle scanning? Like, there are different orientations you can look at a person, and then you receive totally different informations. So how is it for you, and how you have 1 minute?
Yeah, I was looking at how she acting, and I try to look behind the words, and yeah, to scan, yeah, the how to say, what she's doing with your hands, with your what is your body doing with the eyes, and yeah, what are the fingers doing and how is the breath? So your breath was also a bit faster, and so I have the expression of you are a bit was heißt angespannt?
Tight.
Tight.
Not so
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
not so
Thank
relaxed. So,
Thank you, Nicole. So, Dawe, it's your turn.
Yeah,
Oh.
Nicole, what I noticed about your noticing is it's very much on the physical body. Also, it was a lot of what was happening for so
When I hear your feedback, I notice that you mentioned the emotional body. You had the
Katrin, when I hear feedback, who spoke first?
Leonhard.
Okay, who was the noticer? Alexandra.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So I'm speaking now about her noticing.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It was about feedback and I was not getting.
Yeah. So what I perceive is that your scanner had impulses about the emotional body. You sensed that there was not so much anger. That you mentioned that the emotional body was not so involved when Leonhard talked about his experience. And you also mentioned the energetic body from him. You noticed this as linear or not so, I would say not so alive. You didn't use this word. It was not fully expressive. And you also noticed the archetypal body, and you noticed that the archetypal body was like shy.
What did she not notice? Get more dangerous, Katrin.
You didn't say anything about his gestures. When I looked at him, for me it was very impressive how his gesture was, and also mimic. I also you didn't mention that he was.
Yeah. Yes, and that is all that I noticed.
And what did you not notice? That she does not notice. And let it speak. Try it out. I noticed that you did not notice that.
I notice that you did not notice how Monica is speaking. I noticed that you did not notice how is she feeling when she was. What is she feeling, or is she feeling anything when she was sharing? I noticed that you did not notice the surroundings, Monica, like her house and around her. That this might tell something about Monica. And I noticed that you did not notice her, like her being, that her being is about like really being herself, like.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Carol. So the first person is finished, the first round. So shift to the second person. Who's next? Who speaks for 5 minutes about the experience? Karin?
I will
Karin?
speak.
Okay, go ahead. And Karin, you are noticing and
No,
no,
I'm-
Monica is noticing and you're the coach. Okay, great. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay. So my experience while I was first watching, and my experience while watching was that I was looking for some, let's say, entertainment. I was what was I was looking for that what will people come up with? So who
It is. And I had at first dream of that. Okay, can I really do that all stuff? And then I shifted and said, okay, try it. And several times I was sensing fear. Oh, can I do that? And I was also very confused because the wisdomer did nothing, and I had some expectation, or it would be easier if they're laughing, something like that. And the space was for all 4 feelings, so I can let out what it is right now. So yeah. And I sense that I hold nevertheless a little bit back. So there was more, I can be more crazy, and I didn't allow that myself. Yeah. And as a wisdomer, I was super, super impressed what they did. That was so fancy stuff, and I was celebrating what they can create with that non-linearity. That was so great. And it was, oh, look that, and oh, look that, what they're doing, and oh, what a good idea. And it was so, my creativity was so fixed. Oh, yes, that's also part of Be Crazy. And oh, yeah, I can also try that the next time. Yeah.
Or yeah, whether she was panicking or yeah, really the person I felt the most connection with was Christine. And I also noticed I noticed because I grabbed my pen and I was doing things with my pen, I noticed this thing come up of am I doing it wrong? Was there some instruction that we're not supposed to use this? Or actually, I think there was not any instruction about it, but I was wondering, again, this was somehow my connection with Christina was like, is she thinking, I should have said you're not supposed to do this? And so I noticed that, yeah, I had this constant fear that I was doing it wrong. I noticed I noticed that I was not going as loud as I would because I could not really hear. I noticed that I was blocked by the Zoom thing because I could not really feel the other people in the space, either the observers or the other participants.
So please shift to the noticer.
Yeah, thank you, Zoe. I noticed when you were sharing now that you were sharing with a lot of clarity about your experience. Like it was non-stop. I did not notice any like lack of. I think you could have went on for a while. So I'm noticing like this capacity of yours to really observe yourself in many different dimensions and like especially in your mental body, in your emotional body, and also like you're noticing about the underworld that is coming in. Also, I was noticing that you were noticing about how you were giving away your center in some moments or in some ways to Christine, or like creating this, where is the authority that I have to check if everything is fine that I am doing. I noticed during your sharing that it was very like that this is not difficult for you to share from your logical mind of about something, about this experience, about anything. Actually, like if for you communicating and sharing is not difficult. I was noticing that you were not really allowing the feelings to also be present in your sharing now. I could sense and notice that they were present in your experience, but now I was noticing that you were talking about them, but they are like it's not, they're not, somehow I noticed that they are not allowed to be there right now, that this is about
keeping down your aliveness. And yeah, there I see the connection between the gremlin is keeping down your aliveness and the good girl box is reporting. So this is like going hand in hand.
And how are you noticing, Katrin? Like what technology are you using? Which approach? Which orientation? What did you notice most? Or
So I'm using my intellectual body to go through the different areas to remind me what are the different spaces I can notice. And I in one
mirror in there, and yes, I noticed that you're inside, you have a lot of space to see what is going on inside and what is going on outside of you. Yes, and I noticed. So you were talking with a lot of gestures, so it was very live. So I noticed I was attracted by this when you move. So my attention went there when you move more, and I'm not. I noticed that I'm not so attentive with somebody who just speak without gestures.
what is your Monica? Also, like go into this. What was your orientation mainly? Like you have half a minute, but what was your orientation while you were noticing?
I was thinking about I want to scan the 5 bodies, and then I saw that I was stuck. Maybe I didn't go so much to the spiritual body, and I was wondering why not. What was the block not to perceiving this part of him so much?
Great.
Mm.
Thank you. So then shift,
Thank you.
Karin. What did you notice how Monica was noticing? What was she not noticing? And how did you notice that she was noticing or not noticing?
Yes, Monica, I was noticing that you made a great summary of what you noticed from Carol about to be in this crazy room, and you had a lot of fun to look about his exploring what he does feel in this crazy doing and feeling for himself and for looking for the other, watching for the others, and made this some. You spoke about.
Karin, train your muscle in saying, I notice.
I noticed, thank you.
Yeah, because it makes a difference if you say, I noticed that you do this or you did this. You know what I mean? It's like, do you get the energetic difference?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So what is the difference? What is the
I'm
difference?
more, I'm more in feeling with my with me, with my body, and
Yeah.
not on the other side. Yes.
There we go.
Monica, I noticed that you told Carol that he had fun to do this in the time when he is making like a copy or a play for his 9-month-old daughter, and that he was and I noticed that this was not being said, that he only used this exploration from playing with his daughter, because this is comfortable, but there are also a fear not to try more explorations in this room, to be crazy. And I noticed that you spoke about the Kremlin, which is also active and doesn't allow to do all what he wants, because there is a fear to do it, to be not good enough. And
Karin, yes, and like your orientation is really with Monica. Like not the story what Carol, like what she spoke about Carol, but how she was noticing and what she was noticing, and not the like keep it short. You don't need to say the whole thing. It's like, and what is your like what is your orientation? Like use the last minutes of sharing your orientation.
Monica, I noticed that you were in a very deep connection with Carol.
Fear of saying something more, if you don't know what you're gonna say, then you would rather not say that. So like there was some fear I've noticed in your emotional body of scanning Mariola. And yeah, also perhaps some in your energetical body also seemed like less is more is the construct in terms of scanning Mariola. Yes.
Great. So
Thank you.
thank you. shift to the third person. So who's speaking now? Daphne? Go ahead. You have 5 minutes.
So I'm the coach, the observer.
Yeah. In the exercise, I felt a little bit restricted by the fact that we couldn't laugh, because when the first group went, I actually wanted to smile, and I noticed even more that I wanted to play with them, so go at the same time. And then when I stopped myself from laughing, then I went into this construct of there's a way of behaving and I need to stay centered and I need to, yeah, there was like, I need to and I have to and I should. So that kind of blocked everything else for me. And when I was going crazy, I also felt restricted from staying in front of the screen because I really wanted to run around. And what I noticed is that my physical, without feeling anything. And yeah, it was maybe the whole time that I'm not really connected to my feelings doing this exercise. I just did things that my gremlin or my box told me, yeah, maybe people will think about you, you are crazy when you are doing that. And I also not connected to the team or to the space holders. I did not connect it to them. I just looked directly at my own screen on my own video, my own picture, what I'm doing. Sometimes I tried a few to the other crazy people, and
Nicole, as
I
an
realized
experiment, add the sentence "I notice" it and see what makes the difference.
yeah, I noticed that I'm still not connected to my feelings right now. And also not in the exercise. It's not right. There was one moment I felt a lot of fear seeing myself at the screen, because I don't know the English word. I looked at myself like I'm how to say behindert?
Disabled.
Yeah, I don't know the English word for that.
Selina said it's disabled.
Yeah, like disable or accident in my head, or that I cannot use my legs correct, or something like this. And this was a moment I really feared about myself. So yeah. Yeah, and now I feel that I don't know what I have to tell more.
So what kind of orientation did you had while you were noticing? Like, what was the orientation of your noticing? There's one sentence and then you can shift.
It was about being health or being ill. Going crazy means you are not health, you are ill, you are crazy. You have you need a therapist.
Thank you. So then shift to the noticer.
Nicole, what I noticed was you come to these stopping points in your noticing where it was like, okay, that one is complete. And then sometimes you would even close your eyes or sit back and as though you're trying to figure out the next thing to say or trying to wait so that there's a package to give over. And then the biggest one example of this was at the end when it was like, oh, okay, so then it's over. The whole sharing is over. And I noticed that the mental body really took priority over the emotional body, that even in the moment when you said, so I'm still disconnected from my feelings.
When you were going crazy. And also, I noticed that you were paying attention to your body while you were listening to others. I noticed that you notice in yourself that when you are not centered. So I noticed that you pay a lot of attention to being centered. And I noticed that you are checking if you are okay. And at the end, I noticed that you didn't know what you notice, and you started to say, for example, I feel, and check. I noticed that you are checking for, like, looking for an answer. Like you start speaking that you feel, and looking for an answer. Looking what will be there. Yes, and I notice that I am doing this right now. So.
What did you not notice, Carol? What did she? No, what did she not notice? Or what did she? No, what did you not notice? That was the right question.
I did not notice what you were feeling while you were sharing. Or I noticed that you were feeling fear. And I noticed that you maybe did not notice this fear.
What did I not notice? I did not notice that which ego state was going on when you were sharing. I did not have my scanners on that, so the way how I did not get it is that I did not put an intention to scan that. Yeah. And I entered my mind.
So how did you notice? Like, how did you scan? How did you notice? What was the orientation of your noticing if you did not had the ego states?
Yeah, the orientation of my noticing was on, in this moment, came up for a short moment, and I sensed how I go into my mental body, and I did not want to scan with my mental body. I was putting my attention mainly to your body movements, how you did it and how you expressed on which kind of feelings arised. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shift to the coach. So
Yeah, Leonard, what I notice, you was listening to Catherine, your expression of happiness, of joy, when she said something like crazy is allowed, so you smile. So where it comes from, yeah, maybe Gremlin was, oh, that's, and I noticed that when Catherine said something like, I didn't notice connection when I was going crazy, your expression close, and I sense that you went to sadness, and even your expression was close, and your body was
something else. As you shared that, there was a really special smile in your face, and the space shifted in a really alive space, and I sense also your energetic body, it's now speaking, plus your emotional body. And it was really alive when you shared, oh, what can I do if I have more space to do that? And then if you close that, then there was a wave downstairs, and then you was again with your mental body, and then it was again a point where the wave comes, and to be alive. And there, I don't remember what was the sharing, but there was also something else where you was very tasty for your gremlin, and to explore that, and it was a really juicy share what you did. Is oh, I have to be there. I have to see what she's sharing, because that's great. And I was also sensing that you was with your energetic body plus with your mental body alive. And your gremlin has a lot of joy to create that non-linear space. So yeah, and
What did she not notice? What did you notice that she did not notice?
her box. You didn't notice, you're aware of your box, but you didn't notice your box. That your box is stay controlled. And what did you not notice? Yeah, maybe how joyful it was for you. As I sensed there was a little, you sensed that there was a little bit joy, but I have assumption that there is a lot of more joy. And maybe you didn't see that.
And Mariola, there, really be bold. No, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's like Genya was noticing, right? Yeah. Okay, Jen, you did not notice that Daphne did this and that, or that she was da. Really, just say it. You have 1 minute. Try it out. Be a bit more bold.
You wasn't crazy enough. There was more inside. You have more resource to go crazy.
No, but you're not talking to Daphne. You're talking to Genya, right? You said.
To Daphne.
But you talk about Genya, how she was noticing.
No, to Daphne.
Daphne was the speaker at the beginning, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did another exercise.
No, you're right. And I didn't talk about Genya.
It's not about right or wrong, but you did it. Yeah, you did a different exercise. So the time is over now. So I propose get together or train it with someone. Say that you practice what you noticed in Genya what she did not notice with Daphne, or what she noticed what Daphne was doing, or how Genya was, what she was using, which orientation, what did you notice of her noticing in general? So that would be another exercise for you.
Yeah, great.
Will you do that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. So I'm closing the space. You have 2 more minutes. I did not change it. So
Okay. So Genya, what I'm noticing that you're not sharing with your intellectual body, you're sharing with all other your bodies, and you're sharing with your you're noticing with your, I'm not sure if your emotional body. Yes, it is your, I sense that you're scanning with your emotional body. And then you go to your energetic body to share that. And
and what did she miss, for example? Like, what did she not say, or what did she not notice? In a way, when she's not saying it, she probably did not see it. So, or notice it, or she sorted it out, or whatever. So, two scanners for that.
also you sense some fear by Daphne, but you didn't speak it out. You said that you're sensing fear, but there was, okay, I'm sensing fear, and there was no more. So, and I have the story that you sense more. What is behind that? And that you're holding that back, maybe.
So when I stop that, it becomes more easy to listen to all the bodies.
Great. Thank you. Welcome back. What did you notice? What did you notice in the space, and what are your main takeaways for yourself, but also for the space in between you and the others? Anything to share?
I noticed that my head is just the most secure place for me to be still. It's just in every moment, fear hits in like, boom, I want to go in my head. I want to resolve it. I want to figure it out. I want to know how it works. I want to check in all my library. What is the medicine that I need for this kind of situation? And it's just like, it's so brilliantly functioning all the time. And at the same time, this is the block that is like hindering me from going into other ways of scanning, into other ways of being, into dying in front of somebody, into diluting into something that I don't know yet. It's just this machine that keeps on working, and it's brilliant because it keeps on having me alive, but it's also stopping me from being nonlinear and from being alive somehow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I noticed my fear of being wrong or right when giving the feedback, the noticing. Yeah, afraid of hurt others. Yeah, is afraid of being in conflict yeah, and not have the justification of why I'm saying that. So if I go to my mental body is more safe because I have a structure to explain why. And if I grab the information about, coming from the energetical or the emotional body, oh, how can I explain this? So yeah, it blocks me.
Yeah. Would you say a bit more about the hurting others?
Yeah, I have the story that if I say something that the other person going not understand or why I'm saying that, they feel hurt about that and being stuck in that information and I put themselves in that information. So I have this movement that is my responsibility, and I know it is not, but yeah, I'm there.
And what is the feeling coming along with that?
For me, is fear and sadness. Yeah.
And these are really huge doorways, Alexandra, and probably like all of us raised in modern society where the brain was like the magical door, what Selena just said, like it's it. This is, we want to be understandable. That was the only way of getting good grades, being a good student, and hurting others. It's another one. It's another doorway. So probably also this to be understandable or sense making is also in this territory. And I did 3-4 EHPs about sense making. It always needs to make sense. This was so inside of me. So that it falls in this territory of being understandable. It needs to make sense so others would get it. So, and that would prevent you for going crazy and insane enough so that that your client gets liquid and you go liquid too. Because when you are in your mind, you're not really liquid, right? If you're not in a liquid state, the non-linearity and the possibilities are not available. And if you want to be understood, you sit in your mind. So I invite all of you, do these EHPs about being logic, understandable, sense. It needs to make sense. These are mainly they are coming in layers because they were so penetrated in school.
Yeah, and that gives me the fear to, if I go liquid state in with a client, so I don't maybe I don't have the capacity to hold space for the client. So with that is going both in liquid state.
Great, write them down. It's like you have 3 great doorways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I want to share that I recognized a tendency inside of me that I want to scan something in the other person that I want to know about myself, and that is not landed in all my bodies yet, and that I create performance and pressure inside of me to be able to scan that. And this is a great thing to work more on these things on my own, on all my bodies. Not that they're just some mental constructs about it, and this is what I want to scan, and it does absolutely not work.
Because then, yeah, your orientation is about yourself. It seems to me that probably some it sounds to me some unfulfilled needs are, you want to fill the unfulfilled needs with the coaching. What needs would that be? What need?
For example, to have more clarity about my ego states, my different ego states. And not only on a mental level, but on other bodies as well, like the physical body, for example.
When you go a bit deeper into what need, what like childhood need would be fulfilled.
Also what comes is when I go in with that is this pressure of performance. This is connected to become appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that I want to scan something that is not, that I have not understood myself. I don't access this right now. What need could be about that?
Yeah, you said it, like appreciation. It's is it love or is it belonging? You know, like these are the one of the basic needs.
Yeah, love.
Yeah. Yeah. So that you know, okay, wow, I'm driving a conversation with my client by my childhood needs. So are you able to fulfill these needs with a client? Like what kind of a conversation you are opening up? Right? So this would be also a great door for you to check what is the need and make this happen. You know, like if your childhood needs are appreciation, then you as an adult, you can make experiments and invite people to give you appreciation, and you take action that you don't need to get appreciation by your clients. That would be a different conversation, right? Then you're also inviting low drama into your praxis. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you say more, Christine, about that? Invite low drama? Where?
Yeah, because you're not the space holder anymore, but actually you're shifting into the child ego state where you want to be appreciated, and first of all, it's low drama in the sense of you are expecting something from your client, and you want to be rescued, right? You're putting yourself in a victim position, and then the client needs to appreciate you and clap for you so that you feel better. So that's the drama triangle then.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Christine, for pointing that out. I already worked with appreciation, and I stopped 1 month ago to go further with this, and I can see now this popping up. So it kind of needs a regular basis to work on that. It seems like that.
Yeah, because it's really a battery which needs to be filled, but this is only your responsibility as an adult. And don't use your praxis space for actually abusing your clients, you know, like because you put yourself first in the victim position. And if you as a client and you as a coach, you have more matrix mainly, right? So it's also you navigating the space, or keep the space enough clean and clear so that transformation and healing can happen. There, nothing is actually happening, right? Okay, cool. Anything else did you find out?
Yes, I found out that I don't know how to sense what I don't sense. Don't know how to have access to this. help me, or do you share? Can you share how do you sense what you don't sense?
That was not the question. It was like how you're noticing what the other person was not noticing.
No.
So this is what you notice. Of course, you cannot notice what you not notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Therefore, you need a
so that
team.
was the,
Okay.
thank you very much, because thank you.
Okay.
And Monica, like it's true you cannot know what you don't know, but have you ever done the exercise of really searching for your deeper fears about connecting with somebody?
Can you say more about this, Dawe, why you're proposing this?
wanna check. Okay, so
Mhm.
there's a process of exploring your fears of connection in general, and then you can do it in as a pair practice of I feel fear about connecting with say Christine, and then there's another layer of really creating a vacuum for myself to let even deeper fears that I'm not really aware about, that there's a layer of fears that I'm conscious about of, okay, I have some sort of child ego state thing that I'm afraid about with Christine or whatever. And then there's creating a vacuum for for really deep fears that I've never spoken before to come out. And so it's related to, I think, speaking from the unknown. So although like in this exercise, it was about what they're not noticing. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think it is something that can be practiced to let something come out.
Thank you, Dawe. And one proposal would be to do an experiment and skip the word just, when you are speaking.
For me.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you
Yeah.
do you accept the proposal?
Yes. Thank you.
Cool. How long
And
you
I want to
will do
offer a
this?
practice.
Okay. How long? First, I
this.
want to renegotiate with you. How long? I want that you do this for 1 month.
To never say just. Okay.
Okay.
I accept.
Great. Deal. Thank you. And let us know how it changed the space and yourself.
I'll have to watch the recording because I was unaware. So thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, my practice for speaking from the unknown is to find a partner, and you just you okay, they tell you a word. And so when I was doing this, someone told me to just to start speaking about ears. And at first I was like, what the heck? I don't know anything about ears. And the thought where I had was, I have to make it useful. So I need to put in some PM distinction about ears. And I was really struggling. And my partner just said, no, go, like, say the thing on your mind. And I just shifted my context into a time where I had spoken from the unknown, and I started delivering about ears. They're like fungus, they're like mushrooms, and they're the strangest part of the human body. They really break up there's a perfect flow around the head and the shoulders, and then we somehow have these ears, but they're not the most non-linear sense, because you can hear things behind you and in all directions and out of walls. And so this is the most non-linear part of the body. And so this is a new distinction about ears and non-linearity I was unaware of. No one ever told me about this. And so this is the practice to go. And then so we switched, and I said, okay, talk about horses. And so yeah, I encourage you to find someone to do this and just keep going. And for me, it was uncomfortable. And then you can figure out how to get into just delivering something new.
So how does that go? Like you are in pairs, and one person say pencil, and then you let it speak.
And then the person speaks, and no timer. At first I was like, okay, we'll do this for 3 minutes, but this is already trying to make it a known safe space. So no timer, and you speak until whatever is coming through is exhausted.
Okay, let's do that.
And I have another practice to add on to that. And it's speaking before you know what you're going to say. I'm noticing, like, if I'm going into my intellectual body, if I'm trying like to figure out what I'm going to say before I'm going to start speaking, my options are so limited. And if I'm just like blasting out, like I'm just speaking whatever comes through me, some magic will happen.
Great. You can check it out, Jenya. So you go in groups of 2. No time limits. I will stop whenever. And the person says one thing and you start. And I will give you then the shifting time. Right? But you don't know when. Great. Let's go.
Yes, see you.
I can start speaking.
Okay. Glass.
Glass.
Yes. Mhm.
The glass you drink with, not
Yes.
the. A glass is something we use every day. There are glasses everywhere. I think mostly about the kitchen because there are a lot of glasses in the kitchen. It's made of glass. You use it to drink stuff. Been created. I have no clue when, and we use it all the time. It is the thing we absolutely need, or we will not have any water and we will die. Which is not exactly true because it would probably still drink water, but yeah, it would just be, I think humans, they would just let themselves dehydrate and stay there over their couch and yeah, they would be like, no glass, I'm just gonna die from not having water. And then it makes me think of when we go camping and on festivals, and if you lose your cup or your glass, then you cannot have anything to drink, and then it's
And Daphne, go in more into this. What is a glass? You know, like let the glass speak somehow.
Like I'm a glass.
Yeah. Well, like what else is a glass besides something where you put water or juice in? It's like what else? What else is a glass? And let it speak, not what you are reminded, because you're drifting away with your stories. Like stay with the glass. Okay, cool.
A glass is circular. A glass is breakable.
Create an fantasy world of being. Yeah, I am a bird right now, and I will be fly through the sky, and then I can feel more fresh air, which I so needed right now to cool myself down. And now I feel less pressure what to say more because Christina joined the space, and I feel blocked, and I will talk. Yeah, the theme was about talking about the birds. No.
What are birds? Let the birds speak.
The birds?
Let the birds speak.
They cannot speak. Yeah, I know it's on my. The birds speak. I feel fear to do that because I fear that you could think I'm crazy when I'm talking like a bird.
That would be the next EHP, Nicole. Write it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the only one from today. Yeah. Yeah, talking like birds. Okay, it will be my next exercise.
Okay, shift to the second person.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexandra. Nicole, give her the object. What is it?
Beauty.
No, object.
An object.
Yes.
Not abstract. Okay,
Yeah.
an object. A glass of pills.
Glass of pills.
Yes, a glass of pills.
Okay, so is a object that yeah, is the sensation of getting full all the time because the pill.
La arena y al final todo este sílice, esta arena de la playa se convierte en
There is the opportunity to gather the sun rays and to make them being reflect to a point. So this is also a very powerful tool to make signals, and to make signals, they go far away. And sometimes I'm not sure if I mix it up with something else, but when you gather these sun rays, you can also make fire, because this magical thing is focusing.
And it does not need to make sense, Katrin. So the previous sentence, just skip it and say, you can make fire with it. It's an amazing tool to really burn, Go ahead.
Good.
Cool.
And you can play around with that and
Dient nicht dem Zweck der Gemütlichkeit, sondern dient dem Zweck, einfach nur rosa zu sein. Weil diese Farbe rosa das Hauptding ist an diesem Sofa. Und Menschen, die rosa Sofa tragen, in ihrem rosa Sofa in ihrem Wohnzimmer stehen haben, die stehen auf Barbie-Mode. Mode, die sie beim Barbie-Spielen auch gesehen haben.
Bleib beim Sofa.
Okay. Das rosa Sofa besteht aus einem plüschigen, wattebauschigen Inhalt, der es ist hart im Außen und weich im Inneren. Und was gibt es da noch zu?
But in the summer, it soaks up all of the it's like that's all I can see is the concrete path to my friend's house. Okay, I shift again. Concrete is like gigantic crackers, on the sidewalk, and it has this little it has this border. Like you have the staticky part in the middle, and then there's the border around it, which is it reminds me of do you have ice cream? Do you have an ice cream sandwich? No, okay, it doesn't matter, but it has this smoothness, and it's almost like dough that the edge compared to the middle, which is so hard and spiky. It's like someone took all of this care to make these little soft crust like a sandwich, and I think you cannot lose sight of how it's made. It's like you can unroll it, and I know people think of it as this really hard thing, but it's really more like a ice cream sandwich that has been unrolled piece by piece, and so it's a sensual experience to walk on it.
Mm.
Make you laughing.
I was not breathing so much today.
Darway's concrete sideways was transforming into sandwich ice cream. Delicious. Yay. Super. I already saw the giants, like, because you said something with a cracker. It's like, yeah, and the big giants coming and taking the concrete and having a snack or whatever. Yay. Cool. Thank you for this experiment. I recommend to do this in your 3-cell, in your next meeting again, and practice going nonlinear and being unreasonable. Really, like, it's about stories. It's this the storytelling into something, and it does not need to make sense. And if you think you want to make it understandable, it's the same thing like Alexandra. Write it on your list. This is the next EHP, or the series of EHP. Right.
Yeah, I just want to check who had something land in them.
You repeat it, please.
Who had something land in them, something totally new land in them. Like Zhenya was telling me about buttons are ancient technology. And I really got it that there's so much use that can come out of a piece of wood and a hole. And maybe it's one of the oldest technologies ever been invented.
Yay.
Okay, but I didn't get any feedback.
No.
Who had something land in them?
Carol.
I learned about concrete.
And Dawei, maybe you want to do an kind of a dojo with this, like opening this space and do a practice space. But I think because somehow you're holding this doorway open. Also, Zhenya, Carol, like.
I didn't understand what Zhenya was saying, and I want also to listen to Carol.
Great.
Zhenya, can you repeat?
Yeah, I replied to Dawei saying, like, yes, I did learn, like, actually something did land, and I learned personally quite a few things about concrete because of Dawei. Thank you very much.
What landed in you?
I had no idea, but we're coming up personally, I did not know, but somebody's trying to come up with environmentally friendly concrete. And I thought, I actually don't now question if it's true or if you just made it up. But as a first take when you were going for.
But I mean, has something energetically shifted? So for me, when I heard with you and the buttons, something really shifted in my own relationship to technology and to art, that really there's so much use that comes out of a hole, that a button is really a piece of wood in a hole, and that even and so something landed in me that I don't really have words about, but about like really simple technology. And so that was my question, and it's a totally non-linear thing that I don't think you were even going for, but just in non-linear sharing, something really does land in me. And when I was explaining about concrete, something really landed in me, in especially the one about jumping, like that there's energy up from concrete. And so I wanted to check if other people had this experience, or maybe I'm just crazy.
You are crazy.
You're so crazy.
Okay.
Carol, is it okay for you, David?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Carol, you wanted to say something?
Yes, so I was with Catherine, and Catherine was, I gave her this, my notebook. And what landed in me, Catherine said something, maybe not in this exact words, but that this is the tool that you can create worlds with words, and create new like universes. And then you can also close this universe. When you do this, then you can close this worlds and universes, and create nothingness. And then you can put it into the ground, and then they create some new, let's say, like a compost there, and create new thing. And what actually landed in me was how many stories are there everywhere, in books, in every product has its little story that marketers wanted to sell us, and so many stories around everything. And so what I got is that I am moving in the infinity of stories, and where's actually me in this ocean of stories, and how it would be to be me and not to buy into these stories.
Thank you.
I notice how much I need my gremlin to do all of this. How much I use my gremlin to, or how my gremlin is present, be going non-linear, because I can really like taste it.
Can you say more? How is it? It's like
this. I can't even feel it. Like it goes like, you know. I want to start choking. I want to like this. I want to start playing with you, with myself, with this paper I have here. You know, just like I want to start go a bit off the road, and this is like forbidden, so it's like it has like this taste of yeah, it immediately comes to this gremlin feeling inside.
So what is the joy about? What are you getting out? Or what is your gremlin? What is the gremlin food about?
The ecstasy and the joy is to invent, to create. Like I start talking about something, and it's just I can go into ways where it does not make any sense anymore, it's also about like kind of fooling the other one. Yeah, I think that this is like an exercise that is there, like kind of like I can make the other one believe that this is true, and maybe it's not. I don't even know if it is, but just like daring to no, yeah, like yeah, I think it has to do with this, like with fooling others.
Yeah, and as we know, which story is true? You have all been in an Expand the Box, right? Which story is true?
Yeah.
It's a real question. No one is answering. Why is no one answering?
I have another
story.
Stories are stories. Yeah.
Yes.
Elina, I have a story that you are talking about convincing, or the ability to convince, to create a space where, yeah, maybe the perception of other people are navigated into a certain direction, and you decide in which direction.
Yeah, it could also be something about being in power.
It's also worth investigating. Right, there's one more voice, if so, and then I want to shift into the next one more experiment for today. Anything from the last exercise? Okay. What I notice is that when I'm with clients there, and I think we were talking in one session already a bit about it, about having impulses. We all have always impulses when we are scanning people and noticing the clients, impulses come up. And one of the first impulses are mainly box impulses. The standards, what we already know, they are mainly driven by our assumptions, conclusions, solution orientated. And the next experiment is you go with 3 people again into the breakout, and one person is 1 or 2 minutes speaking, and one coach is asking the question like, okay, what is going on at the moment inside of you? And then the person is speaking, and the coach is observing, noticing, scanning. And then there's the third person, it's the interrupter. And the interrupter comes at any time. The interrupter thinks, now it's time. Says, freeze, stop. And then it's about noticing, as you as a coach, what is my first impulse? And speak it out. My first impulse, I don't know, is completion loop. Put it to the side. My second impulse is to do this experiment, whatever, an experiment, put it to the side. My third impulse is to ask her or him how she feels. What is the feeling? Okay, put it to the side. And then you go further and check how many impulses are there. They are probably endless. And then go minimum to 5 or 6, and then do this. Use the 6th or the 5th or the 6th impulse for moving on in the session with your client.
Wow.
Right?
Oh.
And you have, like, we have not so much time for that, but 7 minutes. No, it would 6 minutes each. Right? And checking.
Genial.
So 2 minutes each.
Yeah, no, like one person is only speaking for 1 minute approximately, and then it's mainly about the coach, because then the interrupter will say stop, freeze, and then it's mainly about discovering the impulses. And if you then have enough time, try it out. But it's really about finding the impulses. And one of the in the group can write down the impulses just to get an idea, like, and see how they are shifting, how the qualities of the impulses are shifting as like higher the number goes.
And the first person is saying what?
The coach asks, like, what is going on at the moment? It's only or how can I help you?
Okay.
Why are you here? Okay.
And what happens after you use the 5th or 6th impulse? Do we then immediately stop, or is there feedback like this works now more, or what would you propose, Christina?
No feedback at the moment. Like use it for the impulses. Like the 6 minutes are very fast.
Yeah.
Okay. And I will, after 5 minutes, I say you have 1 more minute, and then really shift then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember that
The person is not.
Who's talking?
me and Genia.
Okay.
So I remember that in the last season we did also that the client can choose out from the last 2 or 3 impulses.
Yeah, but we don't have so much time now. Like, if you have enough time, go ahead and say, okay, let's try this out. But it's more the choice of the coach, not from the client. Yeah. Okay.
And the third person is only noticing.
Yes, noticing and giving the freeze, and also supporting. Like, be on the team. Be on the team from your coach. It's like when the impulse comes, and then you would say, okay, go to the next impulse. Like, be on the team with each other. There's one person speaking, one coach, and one interrupter, and the interrupter is also supporting the coach.
And can write it down the.
For example, yes.
You can write it down. Yeah. The impulse.
And coach is given possibilities and interrupting.
No.
No, but if you as a coach you have one impulse, then the interrupter could say, okay, move to the next impulse, right? Supporting that you don't stick so long at one impulse, that you move to the next impulse and to the next impulse, that you let it flow. I'm joining in your team, Genia. I'm next to you, so I'm opening the space.
Hello.
Hi.
I can be the client.
So I will be the coach.
Great.
Okay.
And then
That
you
means
see,
that
yeah, Genia, so Katrin starts asking Alexandra, and you are just, when you have the impulse, can be after a minute, you say, okay, freeze now. And then Katrin.
And then they figure it out themselves.
Yeah, and you be with Katrin, and you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Alexandra, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I want to have more energy, and I have fear to use my anger. So if I use my anger, I can collapse. So I want to have the feeling that it's okay to use my anger and not collapse and not burn out. I'm in the moment that I don't know if I'm tired or if I'm in a liquid state. So I fear that.
Catherine, I'm thinking there's already so much information coming your way. This would be a time to start asking her questions, perhaps about.
Yes, like no, Jenny, you just say stop,
Breathe.
freeze, go, Katrin.
Okay.
It's my
Stop.
turn now. I'm researching now my impulses, and my first impulse would be doing a completion loop about you want to have the feeling of that you are not collapsing with your anger.
Okay, put it to the side. What is the second impulse? And this is what you do, Jenya. You help her move to the next one.
The second impulse is to say, Alexandra, did you remember the last 3 cell about the exercise we did with the Vulcano?
Okay, put it on the side.
Asking, can you say more?
Put it to the side. This is your part.
Wait,
Jenya.
is it feedback for me?
Yes, Jenya. This when she did the impulse, and we are moving up to 5 or 6.
Okay, so I'm telling you,
Yes.
I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it.
Did you hear
Okay,
what I
move it to the
just said?
side.
Yes. Katrin?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's come up.
So the next impulse is asking, what do you feel right now?
The first impulse. The second impulse is to make a completion loop. The third impulse is to ask, what is your necessity? Why you like to do that? Then.
So my understanding was you just do the impulse.
No.
Oh, you
No.
missed them.
Like it's perfect. Like she just says them out loud, but she's not reacting on them. So now is the fourth impulse, and go up to 5 to 6, 5 or 6, or even 10. Like, yeah.
The next is to center yourself, to center you because you're very fast, and
you also don't need to be fast. Like there is also something, Mariola, that you're searching. Let it bubble up. Yeah.
to ask with what feeling you are here.
Would you say it again?
Yeah, to ask what you feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was the 5th, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
To make connection with you, I see you and I hear you. To connect with you.
And stay connected with, is this Karin? Karin was speaking.
No, Dawe.
Dawe, okay. Stay connected with him. Yeah. Let it drop or come up wherever.
To make a yeah, to give him the space, the room to share right now about feeling.
Okay, put it to the side and let the next come up.
To ask the purpose why to talk about it instead to feel.
Okay, go ahead and ask exactly this. And then use this.
Thank you. Darby, what's the purpose of to talk, to share about feeling instead to feel?
So, Selena, what can I do for you? Why are you here?
Yeah, I'm here because I want to work on my fear of having to do the things perfect, and that it has to make sense what I am speaking. I can even
Yes, my first impulse is to offer you EGP. The second impulse is asking you why it is so present in you now. What happened? But you have this topic here. The third impulse is about, well, what is this construct about? Why is this fear coming up now? And in other situations like this, what is the construct about? The fourth impulse is about asking, what is the opposite of fear in you? What is happening now? It's really non-linear for me. And the fifth would be
And let it come up, Monica.
ask-
Not would be, but
yeah, the
yeah,
fifth
let
will be
is.
well
Yeah.
I ask you what is your opinion? What do you need? As also a person who is studying PM, the sixth is to say paint your fear. Paint your fear and dance your fear. Yes, and
So propose this
next
to
one
her. Propose this to her. What does it do with her?
Yes.
And check in.
Yes.
And then get feedback and coaching also about the other ones and see what does it do. Cool.
Next impulse.
My fourth impulse is close your eyes and feel the fear so we can observe how you are numbing it.
Yeah, next impulse.
Next impulse is something about other emotions. I think at this point I would see other emotions or feelings and ask about that. I don't know if it would be anger or sadness.
And Daphne, it's not a construct that at that point you would be, because you are there. This is where it's happening. It's just happening. It's not there. It's here where you are. So this is the fifth impulse. What is the fifth impulse? And let it
What
bubble
is
up.
the sadness about? What is the sadness about?
Yeah.
That would be the fifth. Or that is the
Yeah.
fifth. What is the sixth? Cool. Go ahead. You have 1 minute and then please change.
What is the story that your fear needs to be used?
Genia, notice where is your energetical body? Is in a story, a projection, a person, a specific location. So sense where is your energetical body.
I don't know if I could. The previous impulses were landed a lot more accurate.
Can you say that one again, Genia?
The previous impulses were a lot better because I'm actually confused right now with this question, with the last impulse that you had. But everything you suggested previously, your first 5 impulses were really more accurate.
Okay, freeze.
About like feeling.
Okay, Genia, is about your my first impulse is asking why you are afraid of going to this impulse.
Is it the last constellation?
No.
No.
Okay, so you please shift.
Okay.
Really shift, and you have 4 minutes.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, Genia, you are my coach.
Okay.
Go.
Catherine, what can I do for you today?
I want to find out what I can learn about my backache. It is very annoying that I have always, as always, I have many times I have backache, and also in special when with the Zoom calls, and I tried different postures, and I sense it now again, and I don't want to have that anymore.
Freeze. Go, Genia.
Okay. My first impulse my first impulse is to do the completion.
David, you mean some more impulses because
Yeah,
it's
so
5
I'm
not
interrupting
working.
again to give you said for her to go into the feelings of the confusion. So what are some other impulses?
Okay. The other impulse to be centered with yourself in the first step, so that you can be in touch with yourself.
What else? How many impulses were there?
It's 2.
Ah, okay. Go ahead.
2 or the 5?
Well, you've given 2 here. So give a few more.
Okay. To be centered, then you can go in your feelings. Before feelings, how you feel in this moment. You can go in connection with someone to open a space for your beings at that moment, in this moment. You can.
So is there a totally wild impulse that could come of something to ask her or propose or an experiment?
Go, David.
From me is to ask you if you have all the things necessary with you that we need for the session, like if you have a bucket, some towels and tissues. Is this now the 5th or the 6th?
5th.
The 5th impulse. That, let's see. Oh, now it gets like shibumi, wishy. The 5th impulse is
Team, welcome back. We are at the end of this session, this non-linearity session, which was almost unplanned. And I hope you had a great time and use the 5th and the 6th and the 7th and the 9th impulses in the future to spark up the conversation with your client. For next week, we have a special guest. Anna will come for the questions. So please, the whole week, think about the coolest questions, the most alive questions you have at the moment about possibility coaching, and throw them in the pot next week. And it's at a special time. So as Anna is in New Zealand, we are starting only at 8 p.m. Central European time. That means 2 hours later than today.
Mhm.
Okay. Great.
I won't be there. I won't be there. There's a expand the box starting here.
Lucky you. And
Yeah.
you get both. You get the expand the box and the recording. Lucky
Thank
you. Okay, great. So see you next time. Next week, 8
And
o'clock.
I want to ask for space. I want to ask if there's anyone available for me to space to attend.
I can't hear.
Jenya, I cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Would you ask this in the group, in the written? I think the line is quite in the group or also in your 3-cell. Whatever you want to ask, we will receive it online. Are you typing it now here in the chat? No, I meant in our Telegram chat.
No. Yeah, in Telegram chat.
Ah, okay. Okay, because you already have. Great. So see you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you for the space.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.